Happy sunrise, everybody. If the sun has gotten up where you are, it might still be asleep. The sun might still be hiding. We're going to get right into healing the heart. We are in week 2, day 8 of our heart healing sessions. Whether you're dropping in now, whether you're starting from the beginning, I am Amora from morawithamora.com, and be sure to click the hashtag Heart Healing Amora Energy if you would like to see the series. Again, that's hashtag Heart Healing Amora Energy. Type that in the search description box, or just click it in my description up top or below, wherever it is, and it will send you, or it will pull up all of the days so far. Again, this is day 8 of 29. Welcome, everybody. Hola, buenos dias. Turn the light up so I can see. All right, there we go. Hello, Kanisha and Jasmine. Say what's up. Hello. As you walk in, say hi. We just want to ground our energy. Try to bring your attention forward. Releasing the weekend. The stone for today is labradorite. I have a piece of raw labradorite here. Labradorite is a stone. Labradorite is a stone of psychic protection. It is a stone that helps to remove illusions. It looks like it's from out of space. It looks like it's totally from out of this world. And so labradorite is going to be our crystal for the day. Stick it in a little bowl. Just give it a good clearing. Calling in the highest frequencies of love, life, divine spirit, and divine truth. So a few of you guys say that you couldn't sleep last night. Interesting. I said it around the same time too. So calling in your energy, into yourselves. Now, first thing I'm going to ask, if you could not sleep, did you try meditating? Because 9 times out of 10, when you begin meditating, you fall asleep anyway. That is truly the best life hack ever. Because one of the biggest things that I hear, I just, when I fall asleep, when I start to meditate, I just fall asleep. Okay. Then do it when you can't sleep. Truly get into a meditation, pull up a Reiki, YouTube something, watch one of my healing sessions on YouTube under More with Amora, and then what will happen is either A, you will calm your mind down so you can go to sleep, or B, you will begin to do the energetic shifting of the stuff that is in your space, preventing you from sleeping. And a lot of times you're not ready to shift it, so forcing yourself to watch, I'm not going to say you're not ready to shift it. Most times we're not looking to shift it, so watching these videos or these healings or starting to listen to books that move the conscious and the subconscious awareness, that will knock you out because your subconscious is like, nope, we're not going to do this right now. and then you go to sleep. Best life hack ever. If your mind can't settle, work on it. If you begin to work on your mind, I guarantee you, you will pass the F out. You will pass out because you're starting to do the work. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Kanisha, you have some good questions. I feel like questions like that are more of a personal nature, because you're not asking these questions, just for us to have the conversation. These are questions that your soul is asking. And these are questions that are best done in a session. So I do actually have, if you're watching this in real life time, I have one session left for Wednesday. I think it's at 3:10 Central. And I'm discounting that session to $35. So if you would be open, interested, if you would benefit from a session with me, Kanisha, if you want to talk about those questions, I do have some opening on Wednesday. I think I have two options, but only one slot, because the other slot needs to be my break, because I have a full day Wednesday, full, except for that one slot. So bringing in all fragmented parts of thyself. Also, just tapping in, it makes sense. It's Sunday night. If you do not like what you're doing every day on Monday, your mind is not going to be in a blissful, because I slept fine, but you're not going to be in a blissful state because you're in an anxious state. But where is the anxiety coming from? It's coming from what you have to do Monday. What do you have to do Monday? You have to provide for the life that you have created. So, if you cannot quit your job, if you cannot win the lottery tonight, someone says they'd like to book. Yes, you can DM me. That was Kanisha. If you cannot quit your job, if you cannot win the lottery like at now, then the best thing to do is to begin to create a life that will not have you stressing and anxious on Sunday night as it does now. And that will take sacrifice, that will take release, but if what you're doing now is not working, then you've got to change it. Otherwise, you're going to keep doing the same thing. You're going to keep doing the same thing. If you're in the same space, talking to the same people, doing the same thing, of course your heart is going to stay broken because you're in a space of brokenheartedness. You're brokenhearted about yourself. You're not providing the life that your little self would appreciate or would have desired for themselves. So that's when we have to take accountability. We have to take inventory. We have to be like, okay, I don't care how, who, what, where, when, or why. The point is I'm here in this moment. I want to be there in this moment. So what is the path of least resistance between my now and where I choose to be, my future now? Because who you are now and who you are in the future is the same person with different habits, with different patterns, with different mind. So the you now that gets frustrated and grabs a Philly cheesesteak is different than, it's the same person, but the only difference is you in the future, when you get frustrated, instead you sit down and you meditate. When you get frustrated, you sit down and you walk through the energy so that it can be actually dismantled and no longer in your space to deal with again, versus grabbing some food, that then creates a packing of energy on top of the energy that originally came up that you didn't look at. I gotta blow my nose. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Everybody get some water. And I'm back. Tangier says the path of least resistance is a reoccurring topic that keeps presenting itself to me. Then follow it. And we get messages when we don't listen. So I assume you're making things difficult. If it keeps coming up, listen to it, surrender to it, fall into it. Because if we make things difficult, it's harder to stay on this path. The simpler we make it, because life is going to have, what is the poem? Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. Many a failure had turned about, but he would have won had he stuck it out. That's that poem, Don't Quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, when you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. And many a failure had stuck it out. Had he stuck it out, might have won. Many a failure had turned about, when he might have won had he stuck it out. Success is failure turned upside down. Something, you got the victor's crown. Or somebody got the victor's crown. Ooh, y'all want to learn a poem together? We should learn Don't Quit together. That's a good one. Tangier, you too, you're asking, I don't know if you might have come in after Kenesha, but those are questions. That's a good question, but that's a question best taken care of on a one-on-one basis, because everyone is going to have different things that come up and come out that they need to release. And so booking a session is going to be the best way for us to get those answers for you. Yes, Jasmine said yes. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, so let's start the clock. Grand Rising, Chloe, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome. So again, feet flat on the ground. And as you know, this is an energy healing. So this is a service. You will feel lighter if you follow along with either this session today or with the series that is unfolding. You will elevate your energy. You will shift. So having said that as well, please remember that your donations are appreciated, as this is my spiritual work. This is my church. This is my sanctuary, my mosque, my whatever it is you want to call it, but this is my offering. So if you'd like to offer something in exchange for what it is that I provide, please go to Cash App, $ More with Amora, or PayPal, morewithamora@gmail.com. Hello, Latia. Hola, hola. Tracy. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Taking a deep breath in. Just releasing the night or the morning, the inability to sleep wherever you are, if it's early. Just releasing that energy. Taking a deep breath in, consciously, intentionally. And as you hold this breath in, allow that energy, that air to change. See it doing something different. Maybe it doesn't go through your lungs. Maybe it goes through your heart. As you breathe in, maybe it doesn't come in through your nose, it comes in through your neck. Maybe the air comes in through your stomach, through your knees. As you breathe, use your imagination and see your breath doing something completely different than what science told us the air does when we breathe it in through our nose or through our mouth, and it goes down the passageway into our lungs, fills our lungs then deflate, and the air goes back out. See it differently. See your entire body as a lung with the ability to breathe in. Where does this air go for you? Just notice it. Dare to be different. Change things up. To get something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. If you want peace and you've never had peace, you've got to change things. If you want peace and you have had peace, what were you doing at the time that created the peace you long for now? Many of you are showing me that you feel like a child at the big people's table. You don't have a chair. You're just kind of trying to make your way to see over the top of the table. Tiptoeing, trying to kind of just see. It feels overwhelming. It feels like you're just not quite fully big enough. Okay. So you've got to change some things. We're not going to continue to try to look over the top of the table without being able to see the bigger picture. So as you see yourself as this little you, this child, trying to see over the top of the big people's table, have an idea. This child, this little you now has an idea. Go back to your child lair. Maybe you didn't have a child lair or a child laboratory, but create one. Maybe you have a fortress. Whatever kind of fortress you would have wanted as a child, go there. Maybe it's a room. Maybe it's a tent. Maybe it's a tree house. Whatever it is for you, go there. Make some plans. So little you is now in your magical fortress. It doesn't matter where this fortress came from, but maybe it's attached to the memories of your family building it with you. Your dad coming home and saying, "I bought this for you." You coming home from school and seeing that your mother created this for you. Wherever the fortress comes from, wherever this lair comes from, wherever this child laboratory comes from, it is filled with love. And as you enter this fortress, the love activates your imagination. It's like your own little portal. You may have toys, you may have books, you may have arts and crafts, you may have dolls, sparkles, trucks, a saw, a child's saw, like a whole little Build-A-Bear place, whatever it is that works for you, that your little self needs, it's all in there. And as you walk into this love portal, you are filled with ideas of how you can become taller than the big people's table. and see the entire picture. So you start to draw these things that come to your mind. Maybe you have colored pencils that you're pulling out of your trapper keeper, or maybe you have markers that you're pulling out of your drawers. You have construction paper, colored paper, transparencies for when you have to use your overhead projector. You have everything you need, and you're starting to draw with your little hands your plan to see the bigger picture, to see over the big people's table. Not even just see the top of it, but to be able to see from a bird's eye view, even over the shoulders of the big people. You're a child. Your imagination is endless. And you have plans that you are writing down, and you are making them plain. Dig through your little marker drawer or your pencil trapper keeper, and you find a different color, and you're starting to work with different colors, and you're biting your lip, and your little fingers are moving fast, and voila, your masterpiece is done. As you look at your masterpiece, you see that it's encrypted. You can't even read what you wrote, but you know the answer is there. So you roll up your paper, you stick it in your backpack, you go out of your fortress, and all of a sudden, you have your answers. Begin to walk towards the big people's table. And as you do, you begin to float above the table. Nobody sees you. Everyone thinks that you're still in your fortress, you're still in your room. And yet you're able to float above the table, beyond the big people sitting at the table. And now you have the bird's eye view of everything you've always wanted to see. What was on that paper? Only you know. Take that paper, wrap it up, keep it with you. You don't need to know what the paper says, but you, your little self, wrote the instructions, wrote the guidance, wrote the information that you need in this moment to get beyond the space where you are now, where you cannot see all that it is that you wish you could see. Study your little self's paper. Take it into meditation. Open it up. Unravel it. Unroll it. Use it again. You have it with you. You know it exists. And so it is. Take a deep breath in. Yes, yes, yes. And a deep breath. Or release that breath, rather. Good job, everybody. Drink some water. And who is there? Ooh. All right, that was to get some things moving. Wake you up. Get you in touch with that little self so you can snap out of it. Ooh. Hola, mis amores. I see you guys coming in. If you're just joining us, we just finished an inner child meditation. Hola, Margot. Okay. Margot, hello. What's up? Everybody say hi. Jasmine says she is crying. That is energy moving. That is things coming up. So good job. Good job, but good job. Good job. Let's see. Tangier said, I'm back. My heart got a full cleaning out. There was black oil and gunk all in there. Good job, guys, for doing something different. You're going to have to do more different stuff, guys. More different. Hey, Earl. What's good? Oh, my gosh. That was a complete blast from my long time ago past. Hey, Earl. Thanks for bringing that old school energy. I love it, I love it, I love it. That always brings me back to another time and another place when I had hair, when I lived in Houston. Oh, how lovely. So doing a lot of just movement, guys. Say yes to different things today, this whole week. Say yes to different things. And if you find yourself doing the same thing that you've always done, say no to it. Take a different way to work. Get out of autopilot. Get out of autopilot. Take a different way to work. Walk a different way to school. Walk a different way. Like if you're walking your kids to school. I'm not assuming like you're in elementary school watching me. And so do something different. When you do something different in a small aspect or a small part of your life, it will then snowball effect into other aspects of your life. I don't know what the big things are in your life, but sometimes you can't change the big things until you get baby steps, until you get used to the footing of something new. So work on that, guys. Work on that. Okay. Kanisha said, sent you a DM to book Wednesday. Yay! I am fully booked on Wednesday, guys. It's going to be a full day. So I'm excited to be chatting with those that I have lined up. If you're interested in a Wednesday session for June, let me know. DM me. I'm in a good mood, so I might offer a $35 session. If you DM me now and book it now. Need to change that water. But yes, just getting some good frequency energy around us. It is Monday. Don't get caught up in feeling what everyone else is feeling. Don't get caught up in, you just don't have to. You don't have to get caught up in the ho-hum, dram everyone else is. Yeah, let me open this window because Paulo doesn't usually smoke like this, so we're moving some energía, mis amores. La energía está moviendo. I think I said that right. Oh, yes. Open the windows. Grateful for the ability to move energy. Y'all, this is how you heal everything. Moving energy. Moving energy. That's all we need to do is move energy. If you move energy, then everything else moves along with it. Your bones will move in alignment. Your any stagnation, any inability to speak your mind, any gut issues or intuitive issues, it'll all have to dissipate. Super shout out to my soul sister, Alicia Monet. She's one of my faves, and she introduced me to pick-up piles, which are now not my favorite readings, but I love them. They're so much fun because they work your intuition. And so that's why I will be offering them. Those would be the readings that I am now offering. I will do others too, but pick-up piles because I want to work with everyone's intuition, that you have your answers. I just have a flashlight to help you find them. I can say, hey, There's an answer over here in your corner that you're not looking at. Go that way. Just kidding. I said it with more patience. But that's all my job is. Again, and I'm always telling everyone, you should outgrow me at some point. You should either outgrow me or grow with me. So that's my only life hack in not being outgrown by my clients is if I keep growing. If I keep outgrowing you, then you have to keep trying to outgrow me. But as soon as I stop growing, as soon as I continue teaching the same thing or offering the same thing without leveling up my energy frequency, then what y'all need me for? Because you should. Everyone should be outgrowing our certain spaces. So if my clients aren't bringing me new stuff, I need to do some growing. So we are going to, I'm going to do 2 readings. And instead of pick a pile, we're going to do pick a deck. We're going to do pick a deck. So, mis cristales. Ooh, I'm going to do 2 at the same time. Didn't really do anything fancy. All right. And so as I talk about doing something different and moving and doing things new, this is new for me. I've never offered a pick a deck or pick a pile reading. And then also, what else? I just lost my train of thought. I was talking about something else I had never done. Darn it. Just completely slipped my mind. Oh, that, maybe not, I don't know. That this is just, intuitive. So this is new, that I'm going to offer you, you choose a deck that resonates with you, and that will be the reading that is for you today. Excuse me. And then the other aspect is that this increases my intuitive nature. This increases trains. Because now I'm like, okay, even in my head now, I'm like, girl, you just offered 2 readings. How are you going to do, is this going to work? Have you never done this before? You didn't want to practice on video first? You didn't want to do this with a friend? I just thought of that. But it's okay, right? It's like I'm not doing anything other than showing up and being used as a channel. So, yes, Latia says, am I pronouncing your name right, or is it Lasha? Oh, there's a Latoya and a Latia. Okay, tell me how you pronounce your name, Latia. Hello, Latoya. And, all right, let's see. Asking Spirit of love, life, and divine truth for the dopest reading we've had on this planet and beyond. That only the highest frequencies are able to penetrate this sacred space, that emotional loss is released from this space before we begin, for we know that what we bring into these readings is what we will get out of them. So for those who are experiencing emotional loss, we ask that you check that energy at the door so that we can have the highest frequency reading. Spirit will hold that emotional loss for you at the door. Give it some love while you are in this session, and I guarantee it will be lighter for you when you leave, but it is not welcome here. So, Spirit, remove the lower frequencies from all of us so that we could elevate and tap into a message from our future higher selves. Okay? All right, y'all. All right. So we have this deck here. This is deck number 1. Feel it out. This is Old Faithful. Although I've had the other deck longer, this one is obviously more used. Okay? This is the Psychic Tarot deck. It has 65 cards. This is my Goddesses and Sirens deck. I don't know how many cards this one has. I cannot remember. But it's not that many. It's not 56. I mean 65. I inverted the numbers. Alright, so let me move my little bowl around. So for those who would like to choose Old Faithful here, please go ahead and put your feet flat on the ground as we tap into a love reading. Love as in whatever our hearts are most thinking of, whatever is affecting the movement of our hearts, for the highest possible good of all involved. We ask the source for a match, an energetic match to what it is that we need to know as we move forward in our week. Not even just our day, but in our week. An energetic match to what we need to know for the highest possible good throughout this week. Alright. So, we have 12 people in here. Exciting. 12 times 12 is 144. And I don't know, crown chakra, truth, and awareness. Alright, so your heart has some things going on that it needs to be connected to the divine. Don't try to do it on your own. Tap into the source. Whatever you call that source, whatever you believe that source to be, it's of no consequence to me. It is whatever you tap into. God, Allah, the universe, even if you're atheist, yourself, whatever it is, you don't have to tap into yourself. You don't have to be atheist to tap into yourself. But whatever it is that is on your heart, it's not for you to deal with. It's for the source. Tapping into that 7th chakra, that's your crown chakra, that is your direct spiritual connection to the divine. So even when we bow our heads, so our crown chakra is, you know where the baby soft spot is? When the babies are born and they have that soft spot like right up in here. So it's kind of at an angle. The rest of our chakras are known to be, you know, straight up and down, whereas this is to be more like an angle here, like a yarmulke. The Jews, they wear a yarmulke right here. When we bow our heads, it is to, like in prayer, when we bow our heads to pray, we bow our heads. And that then aligns our divine chakra, our 7th chakra, our crown chakra, with the rest of them and allows it to be in alignment with the divine. Now, of course, you can be in alignment with the divine without bowing your head, but that just is telling you a little bit about where that comes from. So, crown chakra, okay, and then justice and truth and balance. You're gonna be going through different doors into obscurity, things that you have never, obscurity, I guess obscurity, what is, when something is obscure, something you can't find, you don't know, it eludes you. Things that you haven't experienced are going to be coming. Well, you did just call them in, so it totally makes sense. But keeping your balance before you jump, kind of think of Indiana Jones, when, you know, like the ground is molten lava and you have to balance and you jump. And when you're jumping from one rock to the next or one stone to the next, you take your time. So before you jump to the next rock, look at your surroundings. See what's in your life that you can let go of. See what's falling away. See what does not have a stable foundation and let it go. Let it fall away. Let it go down into the hot molten lava because you don't want to. Okay? Happy sunshine, Kristen. Hello, hello. So, yes, walking into your truth, looking for justice, looking for fairness. It doesn't matter if you want to pay it. Is it fair? Okay? It doesn't matter if you feel it should be cheaper. Is it fair? Think about what is being given, being offered. It doesn't matter what you want someone to pay for it. Is it fair? So if you're offering, if you're selling this, you know you paid $2 for it, are you gouging someone for $200? Is it fair? Look at the value of something versus the cost. Value and cost. Think of what is fair. Think of what is true. Think of what is righteous. And keep those things at the forefront of your mind all week. And then, again, this has something to do with whatever's going on in your heart space. Whatever's going on in your heart space. And then bringing that awareness. Again, this is back into the crown chakra. You're staying up here. You need to stay. Whoever chose this deck, you must stay in meditation and prayer. Stay in your safest space. Turn the music off. Turn the TV off. Stop calling people. Stop reading the magazines. Stay off of Facebook and Instagram scrolling. Go what you need to do. If you use Facebook, Instagram for work, or if you come here for this high vibrational stuff, go there, get your stuff. Do not be distracted and get off. Because whatever's going on in your heart space, you can't deal with it. Only God, the source, whatever you call it, can deal with it. And so that's where you need to be. You need to be as close to God as possible so that your heart can heal. Easy. But keeping that awareness, again, when your head is on fire, that's when you know you're in alignment. You're looking for your head to be on fire. Lots of cosmic energy. So like even here, so like this being the first number one magician. But see the stars back here. So lots of cosmic energy coming up for whoever chose this deck. Okay? Stay in prayer. Light some candles. Take a bath, a spiritual bath, a salt bath. Go to the beach. Talk to God. The OG source is what I like to call it. The original God source. And I think he like his hand. Like, just kidding. That's that OG source. OG source, my dude. All right, next deck. Goddesses and sirens. All right, hold on. There's something in my eye. You know how I feel about getting stuff out my eye before I get out of other people's eyes. Yeah. That's one thing. I do not like stuff in my eyeballs blurring my vision. All right. Next deck. Goddesses and Sirens. No. Is it Goddesses and Sirens? Yeah. Goddesses and Sirens. I only got it because I like sirens. I consider myself a siren. Oh, follow me on Instagram. My other page, my card page is the Spiritual Siren. Yes. And that is a double entendre. All right, so what information? Oh, this one wanted to. Y'all, Justice. Ma'at. This card came over. So isn't that the same thing that I just pulled on the other side? So that Truth card, again, this is the Psychic Tarot. And so it's not the same as the tarot, the traditional tarot, but some of the cards line up. So that that Truth card that I pulled is actually the Justice card in the traditional tarot. This one. That's actually Justice. So the fact that Ma'at just popped up talking about justice in, look at what she got in her hands, her scales. Boom. Yo, can't even make this up. Got scales. She's on a scale. I'm a Libra. All is divine. Woo! Okay. Alright, so we got Justice coming up. So, as it pertains to this deck, What do we need to be aware of for this coming week? And why did this Justice card pop out in all high frequency, love, life, spirit, and truth? We want all answers. Expansiveness, new. Okay, so we have a lot of Egyptian. Why they don't look Egyptian? I don't know. I didn't draw it. But so Nuit is also an Egyptian goddess, and we have her speaking of expansiveness, expansion. So expanding, greatness, doing new things, expansion. When you enlarging your territory. Yes. When we ask for our territory to be enlarged, when we expand, we start moving into spaces that we've never been into before. And that goes back to our meditation. So tap into that paper that you wrote yourself, because that's your map. That's your treasure map, because you've never been to these new places that you're going. You don't know, but you do know how to handle it, because you've never been here in this physical realm. But if you stay tapped in, if you stay tapped into the source, the OG source, the original God source, if you keep that crown chakra clear and keep that energy coming through, it does not matter how expanded you become, how expansive you are, because you will have a direct connection to the answers. All of them. Yes. And one more. So Egyptian energy again. So like I said, Ma'at is from the Ma'at is from the Egyptian pantheon, as well as Nut. She too is from the Egyptian pantheon. And not all of these goddesses are. So again, like there's Jemaya, she's at the bottom of the deck. That is the Orisha, which is African Yoruba pantheon. So the fact that we've pulled two Egyptian energies, going back to a foundation, a root. Again, that OG God source energy. All right, one more card for the week for those who have tapped into this divine feminine energy, Andramache, strength. So keeping your strength. I want to believe that this is a Celtic goddess. I'm going to have to look it up. Andramache. But justice, expansiveness, and strength. This is what, of course, you are being offered. You are going to need, and you have for where it is that you are going. Okay? You're not fighting this battle alone. Again, that's why you have to tap into your heart space. That is what we are healing. We are healing that heart. Our heart is that connection to all that there is. Yes, our seventh chakra is our connection to the divine, but our heart space is how we get anything and everything done. It is the connection between the physical planet and the spiritual realms. In the body, the heart is, or the heart chakra is the connection between the lower chakras, our first, second, and third, which are our body chakras. They rule the things that are happening in our body, our sexual work, those things. Then the heart is like that half physical, half spiritual energy center. Because then we go into our throat chakra. You can't see my words. We go into our third eye. That's where we begin to see stuff that nobody else sees. And then again, we talk about that seventh chakra yet again. Yes, yes. If you resonate with both decks, then take whatever messages are for you. I will be doing more of these, and actually I'll be shifting it up. So this was just to kind of break me out of my little shell. This is my first one, but I will be doing it differently on my YouTube channel. So go ahead over to my YouTube, More with Amora. And what I will be doing is I will be offering probably 5 or 6 different cards or piles. And then you choose the pile with crystals on top, which crystal resonates with you, which pile resonates with you, whatever it is. And then you can either fast forward or watch the whole thing, however it works for you. But that will be tapping into your intuition. Now, again, I ask that you tell me how it's working for you. How is your intuition being strengthened? And of course, I'm always about an equal energy exchange. I ain't begging for money. I'm not requiring you to give it to me, but you're not begging me for these readings. You're not requiring me to do these readings either. So if we just respect each other's time and energy, I work for you, you work for me. Feel free to donate at any moment. But I will continue to upload these as I work on my own intuition and yours as well. I'm excited. But this is upgrading. This is new. So shout out to my spiritual soul sister, like I said, Alicia Monet. She's always pushing me. We do things together. We just completed a 7-day cord cutting sister ritual where she held space for me. I held space for her to truly just let go of even things that we don't remember getting ourselves into. But one thing that I know, I'm a lover. And so before I became in alignment with my ability to love and the power of my love, I've made promises that I may not be keeping. I'll love you forever. Those types of things, we got to reel those back in. We got there's spells. We got these spells all out there. You ain't gonna do me wrong. Okay, I was 14. All right, I probably threatened a couple people in my mind, getting upset in my head. All these different things. We gotta reel that stuff back in. So that's part of what this work is. It's reeling that stuff back in, and as we reel it in and we become whole again, we also have new things that come out. Yes, I'm so excited. So drop some comments. Hey, Ebony, hello. Drop some comments. Let me know how this stuff resonates with you as it comes up, comes out, comes through. And one more. My mudras are down here. Hold on. So now let's do one little mudra, hand mudra. And if you're still working with the mudras from the last week or the last couple videos, rock with it. Rock with it. Okay, so calling in the 4 elements, us being the fifth element of spirit. Oh, guys, look at the one that popped out. Open heart. The Purna Hridaya Purna Hridaya Mudra. Purna Hridaya. Hridaya. Purna Hridaya. Purna Hridaya Mudra. Guys, what word is that? Expansiveness. Y'all see this? Expansiveness, compassion, and self-acceptance. Directs breath and awareness to the chest, the ribs, and the back area. Directs energy to the thymus gland, only one. Directs energy to the thymus gland to assist the immune system. Releases muscular tension from the shoulders and upper back center. It opens the spiritual heart. It's the element of air, which I too, as a Libra, and Virgo, I am mostly air element. Instructions: interlace the fingers inward with palms facing down. Extend the thumbs downward to touch at their tips, making a heart shape. Relax the shoulders down, lengthen the spine, and the focus being I open my infinite heart and embrace my true nature. All right, guys. Interlace the fingers, so we're interlacing them first. It's not just, we're interlacing the fingers inward with palms facing down. Extend the thumbs downward to touch at their tips, making a heart shape. Relax the shoulders down, lengthen the spine. I open my infinite heart and embrace my true nature. I open my infinite heart and embrace my true nature. I open my infinite heart and embrace my true nature. How does that feel? I love it. Look, y'all know I have hearts and tatted on me, right? I have a heart there. And here it says, well, it said it looked better before, but it's spreading now. They say tattoos on your fingers always spread. But I can still read it. I just don't know if you can read it backwards. But it says, Amor, with a heart. So it's like, Amora. I'm ready for another tattoo. Right here. And I want to get my nose pierced, I think. I know I shouldn't. But I want to get my hands tatted. I feel like something's going on. There's something. My hands, they're asking / begging for something. It's just maybe I just need to use them more and let the energy out, because y'all know my hands are like an entity of their own. They're like, hey, I'm Amora. I'm Amora. Oh, gosh. So the Purna, ooh, everybody, how about this? Take a picture or a video of you doing the open heart mudra, the Purna Hridaya. Pronounce it properly. Try if you can on video, and tag me. Put it up. Share it with other people. I don't know. If you want to read the snapshot of what it does, but let's share the work we're doing. If you are a healer, let's do something new. If you are a healer, let's do something new. So you don't have to go out healing people. Did I put that card over there? Where'd that card come from? It's mod. You don't have to go out healing people, laying hands on people. But what you can do is post a video or a picture with information on this mudra. Maybe you Google what mudras are. You put the definition of a mudra, and then you put the Purna Hridaya mudra. Interlace your fingers. Point your thumbs downward. Release your spine, relax your spine, like whatever it is. Find some way of sharing this on your social media today. Because if you're on social media, you're obviously on social media. Okay? Or maybe you just share this and tag, hey, hit, see what the time code is, and say, hey, go to time code blah, blah, blah for a heart hand mudra. Put a bunch of hearts or something. But something about this. Keep this in your mind today. Try to share this with someone today. Come back tomorrow or in my comments below and tell me how you shared it. Whether they received it or not does not matter. But did you try? Did you try to share what you've got today? Okay? Oh, I've never seen this one. Does somebody need this? Assertion? I'm not... Let me see. You're interlacing these two. If you need to assert yourself, boom, there you go. With each hand, join the tips of the thumbs with the index and ring fingers. Extend the middle and pinky fingers outward. Relax the hands on top of the thigh or by the sides of the body. Lengthen the spine. My inner fire is vibrant and alive. Okay, just in case you needed that. That's just an extra. I feel I'm very assertive, so this is probably not something that I would usually pull. So if you need it, boom, there. Okay? And remember, it's boom, boom. Okay. All right, guys. Ebony said try henna. Yes, I actually have a bunch of henna. Maybe that's what's calling me. I want a tattoo, though. I'm one of those borderline pain is pleasure type people. I realize that my spirit just wants to feel. That's a lot of it here on earth. It's here to feel. And it's not always feeling good. But there's a point where pain and pleasure are like right there. It's an interesting thing. I realized this about myself when I was going through my skin issues. Because I would scratch and it would feel so good. And then there would be the moment that I broke the skin and it would hurt, but it would still feel so good. And then it would move into only pain. So it was like that fine, and that line in between where the skin was broken and it hurt really bad, but it was still feeling good because it was scratching that underlying itch. It was like heaven in that space. It's crazy. That was a whole, that I had a year long of chronic issues, health issues, and that taught me a lot about pain, about healing, about life, about myself, and that hasn't even come out yet. I've lived many lives in this last 35 years. All right, guys. Oh, Jasmine said that was for me. Good. So, I'm glad you got that. Tell me how you guys share the open heart mudra, and that's all. Let me know how you love it. Besitos para todos.